Hello there. It's a beautiful Saturday morning, and I welcome you all to another edition of Feminine Scope on OGBC 90.5 FM. Happy weekend. My name is Toyin Sogbesan. You're free to call me TS. This program is for ladies and women who are on top of their careers so that they can share their experiences with us so as to motivate the present generation, because we want them to prepare for the future challenges. Like what Sarah Hyland said, people have to go through things in order to become the person that they are. Once again, you're welcome. I have another strong and powerful woman in the house today. She is the Assistant Chief Accountant at the Moshood Abiola Polytechnic, Abeokuta Mapoli, and the Chairman, Association of National Accountants of Nigeria, Anan, Ogun State Branch. Her name is Alhaja Motunrayo Alim, ACTI FCNA. It's nice to have you on this program, Alhaja.
Thank you. Good morning, listeners. I'm honored to be here this morning.
Oh, you're welcome.
Thank you.
So we'll start from the very basics. Alhaja, can we get to meet you? Who are your parents? What was growing up like for you?
I was born over 50 years ago to the family of late Imam Motunrayo Babalola Makinde and Madam Modupiola Iwade Makinde. My father was a civil servant and a farmer. Then my mom was a trader. I attended St. Paul demonstration, Shodubi Abeokuta, for my primary school education.
That's a public school?
Yes. Then Motunrayo High School, housing estate, Abeokuta here, for my secondary school education. After the secondary school education, I had, I think it was math and English then that I have not gotten. So I had to attend Staff Development Center, where I studied certificate in secretarial studies. After that, I joined Moshood Abiola Polytechnic in 1991 as a secretary. But while I was growing up, I am the fifth of my mother and the sixth in the family of 11.
Oh. From how many women?
My dad had 3 wives.
3 wives, okay.
But I am the first girl to live with my dad, right from childhood to the marriage age. Because all my sisters, I have 3 elder sisters, but they didn't live with my dad. They lived with some families, so I have to be first girl child.
Why did you live with your dad?
My mom was not around. My mom left when I was still young, but not to go and remarry, but left for Lagos.
She just left your dad. Why?
It was there family problem.
Irreconcilable differences?
Yes, it was like that then.
Did she get married again?
No, not at all.
Your mom did not remarry, and your dad did not remarry?
My dad had remarried before she left, so there were 2 before she left. My stepmom was there when we were growing up, but later she too left. She too left.
Leaving your dad alone.
But before she left, my dad had another wife. But that one left before my immediate stepmom left. So that one went away to go and remarry. But the other 2, my mom and my...
I don't want to say there's something about your dad.
No, I don't think so. My dad was a very pleasant father. He was the one that brought all of us up. And we love him more than our moms.
That's the thing.
We love him. Not the girls only, all of us, including our boys too. We love him more than, because he was a very good father. And he trained all of us, even the Western education, Islamic education. He was there for all of us. After leaving school, you have to go with him to the farm. While growing up too, I had to hawk bread within this.
While living with your dad?
Yes. I was taught to be independent since childhood.
Okay.
I was taught to be independent since
childhood.
So
you were actually hawking for yourself?
Yes.
Not
for myself. No, not for my dad.
Okay.
Because if you want to buy some things, you just have to work by yourself to get some things, because we were many, and he really tried for us. But since we were many and he has to do a lot of things for us,
that he couldn't afford for you not to do all this?
Yeah, he couldn't. I knew that if he had the opportunity, he wouldn't have allowed us. He was a very junior officer during his time, so I had to do farming too to make ends meet. But he was a very good father to us, and he trained us in every aspect of the life to be independent and even to have that contentment in you. Yes, he didn't have much, but he was there for us, giving us everything. My dad would not eat if all of us, his children, had not eaten. So that's the way he was then. And I even tried to do laborers for the construction sites. Many of the houses we built in the housing estate, and I was there taking part on, because I just have to work to buy clothes. Even during the Ili Fiji and Ili Kebri festival, if you want to buy new clothes.
So you go to construction sites?
Yes.
Oh no. What do they call it? Is it Bembo or
Bembo?
to be
Yes.
carry?
I did those things then. So then we even went to the farm by ourselves to get firewood and those bamboo trees then to take from Oloke. I was born in Oloke.
Meji village, very close to us.
Yes. So I had to go to neighboring villages to get the firewood and the bamboo to take to Umida and Kuto market then.
And you trek?
We trek from
Oloke
to down to Kuto and Umida market just to go and sell.
Children of today cannot do that.
They can't. Even look for vegetable like bure or all sort of to take to the market so that we'll be able to get money to buy your clothes, your new clothes during Idliya and Idli Kebia and Idli Fitri.
So you'll be saving up?
Yes.
Inside Kolo?
Yes, we have Kolo. We have that pigeon box then that we normally put our savings to so that we'll be able to get those things for ourselves. I was the one that was cooking for my dad when all the women left. So I had to
How old were you then?
I would say maybe since my early secondary school. Although I started from primary school, but I was doing little things that I could then. So, but when I was secondary school, I was fully in charge. Wash his clothes, then to cook for him. I was doing that till I got married because he never got another wife after those women had left. So I had to be there for him. Even when I got married, my dad died a year after I got married.
Oh no!
So I said, wow. Maybe it was because I was not there for him again. So there was nothing I could be. After my secretariat school, so I started working at Motunrayo Polytechnic. So he now called me one day that I want you to be eating by yourself. Although you'll be living in my house, because I still have siblings. So he said, let me just remove your own expenses from my So go and start eating by yourself. Although I was still cooking for him, but I started cooking on my own. Then
you're now fully responsible for myself. Your own upkeep.
Yes. So then I thought of going back to school.
The house you were living, he built that house.
He built the house.
So you were not paying rent.
We were not paying rent at all. I went back to school. It was then a certificate in accounting that they were doing in school, a 2-year program in Motunrayo State Polytechnic then. So after I did that, then I did the professional exam. It was an equivalent of ND then.
Okay.
8 years, accounting technicians team organized by the Institute of Chartered Accountants of Nigeria. I did that one in 1994 and I started my HND in 1995 and I ended in 1997. After my HND, I got a conversion to an executive cadre at the Motunrayo Polytechnic. I did my master's, University of Ado-Ekiti, now Ekiti State University. So after that, I went for my professional exam. But while doing that, I was in the admin, not in the bursary department. Okay. But I got qualified in 2004. And because of money, I was not able to do the induction until 2007. Oh. So I waited till 2007 to do the induction. It was after the induction that we become a member of that professional body fully. So I got inducted in 2007. So I qualified to be a member of Association of National Accountants of Nigeria in 2007.
I see. That's the journey so far. But you were so resilient. What kept you on? What kept motivating you to keep pushing further? Because with your background, I mean, somebody would have just said, I can't afford that. Let me say, while growing up, yes. I trekked from Oloke, my place of abode, to housing estate here in my secondary school days. I was in the class with those days in housing estate. You see the commissioners, children, the DG. You're using DG then. When while trekking to school, I see people, young girls and boys in their dad's car, driving there. Within the GRA.
Yes. I now say, yes, if I can be somebody like these people too. I was determined to be somebody in life so that I would change whatever I was then to be a good person. So that was the driving force then for me. Then I have that focus that I want to be an accountant then too. Then it was because my dad was not able to afford a tertiary education for us then, but he tried. But I could remember while I was in secondary school too, when I was in class 2, I almost stopped schooling.
Why?
Because the government introduced this development levy and tax clearance. My dad was a civil servant.
That was the 250 naira.
Yes,
was it John?
But my dad was able to get it because he was a civil servant. But my mom, when I got to he said we should call my mom, and when we called it, my mom said she too didn't go to school. That if any child wants to stop, you should just stop. My daddy called me to the sitting room that one day that, you just have to stop school.
Your dad?
Yes. I said, why? Your mommy said she could not afford to pay for development levy and the test clearance.
And you needed to produce for both parents?
For both parents, my dad and my mom. I started crying then. I said that I cannot stop school. So he said, okay, don't worry, I will see what I can do. Then my stepmom too. Our children was in the secondary, so we had to use my stepmom home. So that I'll be able to
that you can continue. In fact, but how do you now take it? Thinking back then, what your mom did.
Yes. Well, she's still alive today.
She's still alive. So what's the relationship like between both of you?
We're very close.
Despite what you went through.
Because I didn't know my mom until towards the end of my secondary.
You didn't know your mom?
We didn't live together. So she left when I was still very young.
How old were you at that?
When she left?
Yes.
I didn't know. I was
maybe you were even 1 year old.
I didn't know. I did not even ask.
Okay. But you didn't grow to know her until much later.
Yes. Okay. So when we met and she explained a part of this, I just had to take it.
Forgive her
because I know she has really
passed through a lot.
So she's a very wonderful mom. Yes.
Yeah. Mothers are golden. That's it. Well, for that journey, I say well done. At least you are at the peak of your career, rising to become the chairman, Association of National Accountants of Nigeria, and Ogun State branch. You're very determined. So, becoming the chairman of this body, exalted body, how did it happen? A woman becoming the chairman. Wow.
I joined the Association of National Accountants Ogun State branch in 2008.
Okay.
Because I did induction in 2007 December. So I joined the association, the Ogun State branch in 2008. Well, I was just attending the meeting. I did not even have it at the back of my mind that would be even the part of the ESCO, talking less of becoming the chairman. But I was going to the meeting. It was in 2018 that some of the members called me that they wanted me to be the vice chairman of that association. I said, well, I can't be. I said I can't because I don't even have that time to be part of the ESCO. People were just calling me. When I now saw that the call was too much and that, yes, they wanted me to be. So I just have to reconsider my stand then to be the vice chairman. Then we went for the election. I was there as the vice chairman, unopposed. I got to be the vice chairman in 2018. So when we were about rounding up the last regime, immediate party chairman just called me that, Alhaja, we've not had any women since the beginning of Ogun State branch that we want a woman to be our chairman. I said, I tried to be the vice chairman, but I cannot take this. He said, when we're doing it together, I have seen it in you that you'll be able to perform. I said, okay, let me just start with that. We went for the election and I had opposition. You
had opposition?
Yes, a man.
Despite them calling on you to come and be, somebody still opposed you?
No. It was when I wanted to become the vice chairman that they called on me. But now, when I wanted to become the chairman,
somebody now said, a man, them, they will always be.
A man came and we did the election. People that conducted the election was from the national headquarters. They came and we conducted the election and I won.
You won? I won. Was it landslide? The margin was not that?
It was about 100 to 80.
100 to 80. Congratulations. I'm happy when I see women coming out of
the election was very tough.
Very tough.
That was the first time I would see election in Ananda, Ogun State, that would be like that. It was very, very.
You had to campaign.
Yes.
You had to run your manifesto. Do you have any political ambition, Alhaja? From what you have?
I don't think so.
Why not?
If I had to be involved in politics, maybe I would just be going to the meetings, but not to run as somebody that will contest.
Okay.
So later, maybe through appointment or so, but I don't want to be somebody that will contest for a post.
They say that.
I don't want.
They don't want to contest.
Most of the
but they want appointments.
Most of the positions I was treasurer of non-academic staff union of Motunrayo, the NASU. I was even called upon to come and do it then because I don't normally wanted to take positions, but it was just God. I think it is what
we thank God for you, Alhaja Motunrayo Alim, who is the assistant chief accountant at the Motunrayo Polytechnic, Abeokuta Mapoli, and also the chairman, Association of National Accountants of Nigeria, and Ogun State branch. The program is still feminine scope. Alhaja, behind all these stories, there must be a man.
Yes.
Who is the man?
My husband.
The man that tickles your fancy.
He's Alhaji Taufik Olorunsogo Alim.
Okay. What does he do?
He's an accountant too.
Accountant too. You are now his chairman.
Yeah, we met in 1994 while he was rounding up his HND. In Mapoli then, Muslim Polytechnic. Okay, so we got married in 2006, August 2006, exactly August 3rd. So
you are assistant chief accountant at Mapoli.
He too is.
He's chief accountant.
No,
he's also assistant chief accountant. Same place. So he is Oga.
He's my Oga. You know, I was in the admin then. I got conversion to the boss department in 2006.
Oh, okay. So he's your boss, both at work and in and at home. But you are his boss in the association.
No, we are not in the same association.
Yeah, no. Why?
He's into the Institute of Purchasing and Supply.
Oh, okay. And now you passed through all this. How are your children?
This story that I've told this morning, I normally
tell them what you went through,
so that they will know. Because I've told them that I had passed through many things in my life. When they were growing up, I had to tell them that I cannot continue working because I have worked throughout my life. So you just have to be there for me to relieve me of what I have done so far. So now I thought I make sure I train them. I have 3 girls and a boy.
Oh, great.
So
great.
And I had to teach them.
That's good. So you said you got married to your husband. Why did you decide to get married at the time you got married? Was it that you were really planning, I want to leave home, I want to leave home because of what you have gone through?
I got married at the age of 26.
Oh.
So I didn't rush to get married at all.
Okay.
It was, even my dad normally called me that, when are you going to bring
your husband
home? I said, I will do that because I still need time to go to where I intended going then, because there is nobody. I had to do it on my own. To go back to school, to do everything. So
and did you tell your husband about your story?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, he knew.
That's great. Well, I wish you well. You have really learned lessons of life, and the lessons of life that you learned have actually formed you, for you to be hardworking and be resilient and be focused as well. That's great. In all these, I want your words of advice for this generation, the present generation.
I would say youths of nowadays, they want easy access to everything. They don't want to encounter any challenges at all. But I would say, a Yoruba adage said, "But then another one is
are not too good in translation."
That means no matter what, there will still be challenges.
Yes.
For them,
whether you delay
whether they delay it or not, whether they
problem.
Are thinking of getting easy access to God, they will just have to expect challenges too. That's why I want to advise that there is no way they just have to be hardworking. And be diligent. They need to be focused, and they will be contented with whatever they have in life. So, and above all, they should have that the faith in God, that with God all things are possible. We parents, we have our part to train our children. By the time we are training them on Western education, we should let them know that they should be spiritually developed too. So that by the time they know God, we have that fear of God at the back of their mind, so they will not be able to do any social vices.
That's your advice for them. Thank you. Alhaja, the way I look at you, are you a party person?
No, I'm not.
I
attend family parties, maybe friend at times, but I don't normally go to parties. If it is not compulsory, I go. I don't normally, because by the time I have
so what do you do with your time?
I read. I love reading.
You love reading.
Then at times I watch movies.
Okay, what sort of books do you like to read?
Books relating to my profession. Then I read novel too.
Okay.
I read novels too. I like reading novels.
Oh, okay.
Any type of
adventure, romantic novel. Do you read romantic novels, Alhaja?
I read at times. I read.
You don't look romantic to me. It is well. I want your type of music for the purpose of this program.
Birere.
Obirere. That's Aminat Ajao. Obirere. Okay. So we'll
because I have wonderful parents.
òbí rere, wonderful parents.
Ìyọ́nú àwọn òbí wa ló yẹ ká máa wá, ká má ṣe táwọn ọlọ́pọ̀ nígbà kọ̀ọ̀kan. Màmá ni màmá tó bí mi sáyé, òbí láwọn òbí mi, wọ́n tọ́ mi, wọ́n kẹ́ mi, wọ́n gẹ́ mi dàgbà nílé ayé. Tálá Ọlọ́run ọba yìí láyé, má ṣe fi kú tó yá wọ́n pa àwọn òbí mi, kọ́ má fẹ̀yìntì sunkún mi nílé ayé. Rọ̀bìlì Álámì nọ́bà mi àdáni wáyé, tètè dákun wá gbàdúrà mi o. Tètè dákun wá gbàdúrà mi. Bàbá tí mo ní, òbí lóbí tí mo ní, ẹ má dàgbà darúgbó láyé, kò sí bó ti wù pẹ́pẹ́ láyé tó. Ẹ ò ní fojú sunkún ọmọ, ẹ ò ní mọ̀ sáré ọmọ lọ́la náà bí mo ọmọ dá. Màmá ni màmá mi, bàbá ni bàbá tí mo ní, òbí lóbí tí mo ní, ẹ má dàgbà darúgbó láyé, kò sí bó ti wù pẹ́pẹ́ láyé tó. Ẹ ò ní fojú sunkún ọmọ, ẹ ò ní mọ̀ sáré ọmọ lọ́la náà bí mo ọmọ dá. Ẹ̀yin èèyàn ẹ̀sùn wọn bí ẹ̀ka tí wọ́n gbọ́rọ̀ mi, ta ò ṣe ní ṣí ìwà wù sáwọn òbí wa méjèèjì. Ìyanu wọn ni ẹja wá, ìyanu wọn ni ẹja wá, ká má tara wọn ṣọlọ́run ọba. Màmá ni màmá mi, bàbá ni bàbá tí mo ní, òbí lóbí tí mo ní, ẹ má dàgbà darúgbó láyé, kò sí bó ti wù kẹ́pẹ́ láyé tó. Ẹ ò ní fojú sunkún ọmọ, ẹ ò ní mọ̀ sáré ọmọ lọ́la náà bí mo ọmọ dá. Màmá ni màmá mi, rọ́ọ̀dì àti òkú iṣẹ́ àtọ̀dún mọ́dún, iṣẹ́ àtọ̀ṣù mọ́ṣù. Pálá ẹ lórí ọmọ òògùn máa ń já sí àsán. Wàá dàgbà ní ilé ayé, ikú òjijì ò ní pa ẹ́, wàhálà ẹ ò ní gbé, ìdààmú ẹ ò ní já sásán. Wàá jẹ ọmọ láàyè rẹ, ìdààmú ẹ lórí mi, ó dá mi lójú pé kò ní gbé. Màmá ni màmá mi, bàbá ni bàbá tí mo ní, òbí lóbí tí mo ní, ẹ má dàgbà darúgbó láyé, kó má kí n parọ́ rárá ìyẹn fàárọ̀ tó bá gbọ́ àti sílẹ̀ làbọ̀ àbá òbí ẹni ló bí ẹni. Màmá ni màmá mi, bàbá ni bàbá tí mo ní, òbí lóbi tí mo ní, ẹ má dàgbà darúgbó láyé, kò sí bó ti wù kẹ́pẹ́ láyé tó. Ẹ ò ní fojú sunkún ọmọ, ẹ ò ní má sáré ọmọ lọ́la náà bí mo máa.
So I say well done and congratulations for reaching where you actually reached. And the sky is just the starting point. Don't say you can't go to politics. It's only when I'm appointed. You have what it takes.
The way they do politics in Nigeria.
But it is well.
But I'm thinking of joining a political party. I'm thinking of doing that.
Okay.
But not to contest, but at least let them know that we too can contribute something to the development of the nation.
That's great. Well, that's it on today's edition of Feminine Scope on OGBC 90.5 FM. I thank my guests, Alhaja Toyin, Motunrayo, Alim, ACTI, FCNA, the Assistant Chief Accountant at the Moshood Apela Polytechnic, Abeokuta Mapoli. She's also the Chairman, Association of National Accountants of Nigeria, ANAN, Ogun State Branch. I thank my producer, Temilade Tijani, assisted by Fumilayo Akintoye. My studio manager is Bukola Olatunji, and my name is Toyin Sogbesan, so you call me TS. Do enjoy your weekend. Good morning.